Around midnight, 3 nights before the audit meeting, my motion alert pinged again. The footage showed Carol standing in my driveway, clipboard in hand, staring directly into the camera. She didn't even flinch at the red recording light. She just smiled, and then she lifted a piece of paper to the lens. On it, scrawled in thick black Sharpie, were the words, "Stop now." I sent the footage to Greg. He called within 10 minutes, whispering like someone afraid of being overheard. "She's losing control," he said. "If we push this, she's going to break. Just be careful." The next day, 3 more neighbors reached out privately. They'd all received similar fake violation notices. Same font, same handwriting. A few even had them pinned to their doors with thumbtacks. The neighborhood's patience was unraveling, so we formed a quiet alliance. Me, Greg, Mrs. Lopez, the Smiths, and 2 others. We called ourselves the Lawn Resistance in our group chat, partly as a joke, partly to keep our morale up. We compiled every document, every fake letter, every timestamp. Greg handled the board protocols. I handled the narrative, crafting the presentation that would expose everything at the audit meeting, and then came the night before it all went down. Was in my backyard double-checking my motion sensors when I heard something and a rustle, then a faint clink. I turned on my flashlight and froze. Someone was standing behind my fence on the inside of my property line. A shadow with a hood pulled low. When the light hit them, they bolted, disappearing into the trees behind the lots. I chased them as far as the fence gap, but they were gone. I found what they'd dropped, though, a metal key. Stamped on it, OEHA, Oakwood Estates Homeowners Association. Carol had HOA-issued property keys, which meant she could open utility gates, sheds, and in some cases, private fences. I felt my pulse thundering in my ears. I snapped photos of everything, the key, the spot where it fell, and locked it all away. If she wanted a war, she'd picked the wrong house. The next evening was the audit meeting. We had everything, the documents, the video, the witnesses. I'd rehearsed my opening remarks like I was going to trial. Mrs. Lopez even brought cookies. "For morale," she said. Carol arrived 5 minutes late, wearing a red blazer that screamed, "Power Trip." She didn't greet anyone. She just took her seat, stacked her papers, and said, "Let's make this quick." Oh, it was going to be quick, all right. Greg called the meeting to order and opened with the financial discrepancies. Carol immediately objected, claiming clerical error. I waited until she was mid-denial before standing up. "I have something that might clarify those errors," I said. I handed over the flash drive and the printed receipts. The room went still. Carol's eyes darted across the pages, and for the first time since I'd met her, she looked genuinely rattled. She started stammering about vendor mix-ups and project reimbursements, but Greg had copies of every legitimate transaction. None of them matched hers. Then I pulled out the photo of her standing in my driveway with the "Stop Now" sign and slid it across the table. Dead silence. The other board members looked from the photo to Carol, waiting for an explanation. She opened her mouth, but before she could speak, her phone buzzed. She glanced at the screen and her face went pale. Her hand started shaking. I need to step out," she muttered, and rushed toward the door. Greg and I exchanged a look. He mouthed, "What the hell?" I followed her out of the clubhouse just in time to see her standing by her car, staring at her phone in horror. She didn't see me, but I saw what she was looking at. The screen glowed bright in the dark. An email with the subject line, Oakwood Estates Audit, evidence attached. And the sender's name made my blood run cold. It wasn't me. It wasn't Greg. It was someone we hadn't heard from in months, Carol's husband, who had supposedly moved out of state and taken the HOA's financial archive with him.